Greetings and blessings, everyone. I am Alsharon of the GodStar. I welcome you to our little gathering, which is beginning to grow. It is beginning to grow because a call has gone out to those starseed who are ready to take that next step in their remembrance. You see, I am not going to fill your heads with fluffy languages of light and love and everything is perfect and everything is about to happen. No, instead I'm going to share with you truth. I'm going to share with you information that is designed, very simply put, to assist you upon your journey. You have no clue how important your journey is. We have waited for a very long time, just as all starseeds have waited. They've waited. You've each waited for right now, for this time period. Each one of you were told what was coming. Each one of you said, I'll be there. And hence, here you are. What is the true purpose of starseeds at this time? To remember. We are in the age of awakening. And what the awakening is all about is remembering. And what you are here to remember is you are here to remember you. I am going to give you a key this evening, a key that is so vitally important. It may even shock you and surprise you at how simple it can be. You see, being incarnated here, there has been a continual reinforcement, if you will, lifetime after lifetime. If you want something bad enough, you have to work hard for it. You can't give up. Not giving up is always wise, but you have to work really, really hard for it. Now, for some of you, you have this mentality that you had gifts and you've lost them. And I'm going to tell you something. When you have gifts, you never lose them. Usually when they disappear for a while, it's because you are transitioning through something, or you are in the process of moving to a different level, a different layer of awareness. And as such, some of your truths and some of your beliefs need to be reworked, need to be let go so that you can receive the new. You will find that you used to do a reading this way, and now it is done this way. This is why it is so vitally important to be fluid in your thoughts, in your beliefs, in your truths. Because one thing may be true today, and it may not be true tomorrow. And that is all fine and dandy. Because now we go to the next part. I put this out there. And I do not care whether you type in an answer or not. It's inconsequential. Let me see how many I can hear. There is a desire among starseed, those who have that sense, that feeling that they are more than what they see in the mirror. There is that sense and that feeling, even if they love Earth, that Earth is not their home. There are those who believe, who feel, who sense that their Earth-based family, in truth, is not their family. On one hand, they are your family, and on the other hand, they are not. So we go through this over and over again. So now I'm going to tell you a secret. It's not really a secret, but it's a key. Because what you want is to be able to access more of your true energy. You want to be able to access more of the energy from your home. You want to be able to connect on some level more with those who are, in essence, like you, who come from the same place as you do. And I hear it all the time. Oh, I want to connect more. I want to do this. I want to do that. So now I'm going to give you a key. I'm going to tell you how you can connect more fully with those of home. I am going to shift something here because it is time. Toshia pahito nomohatate tamake. Going to open the eyes. Greetings and blessings, everyone. Now, you want to connect more fully with who you are. You want to connect more fully with those who come from the same place as you do. So let us look at a couple of things. Number one, in order to be a starseed upon this world, you have to have come from a world that has already gone through this evolutionary process and ascension. So in other words, you are an ascended master who is incarnated here. Hence the old saying, you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Number two, because you come from a fifth dimensional world or above, there are those here who come from a sixth dimensional world, seventh dimensional world. There's very, very few who come from a world above a seventh dimensional world. You operate in what is termed quantum time, circular time, quantum time. Now, I'm not going to give a whole lesson on quantum mechanics and quantum time and all of those things and the space-time continuum. That is not the purpose of this partnership. But I'm going to share something with you. Your true nature is residing within quantum time. Those who are part of your soul family, star family, are residing in quantum time, except for those who are from the same area or same place you are, who are incarnated here as well. So when I say area, there are approximately 3 or 4 different planets within the Pleiadian star system who have volunteers or who are here as starseeds. So if somebody from, say, the Pleiadian High Council comes and they channel through somebody, anyone from any of those 4 planets, 3 or 4 planets that's in the Pleiadian star system, would truly resonate and connect with that being and with that energy that they are bringing through. Okay, so how can you connect more fully with those from where you are from? How you can do this is very simple. By being in the now moment of time. If you are in the future, or if you are in the past, you are consumed out of time. If you are in the now moment of time, in the moment, your focus and consciousness is here and now. That has benefits. Some of these benefits include being able to more easily recognize a connection with somebody else, to more easily recognize signs and symbols that are being given to you from spirit. Now you sit there and you say, but how can I be in the moment when I have these experiences that I've had in the past, and I don't know what's coming in the future. This is where you let that go. Because you see, one of your tools is reflection. What do you reflect? You reflect the past. So instead of living in the past, you utilize your tool, which is reflection. And when you want to view something in the past, you do it through reflection. Let me give you an idea. Let me give you an example. You go back. Actually, this will give you more of an idea. I apologize if you've heard this story before. In 1989, this one had an experience with a young lady who passed over. She was thrown off the back of a motorcycle. She landed in the middle of the road. He went to see if she was okay, if he could help her. When he could see that she was not breathing, and when he reached down to check to see if she had a pulse, she placed her hand upon his shoulder and said, "Don't worry, this is how I chose to leave." Because of this experience, it altered how he began to view life, how he began to view how things operated. He had grown up as a Christian. He had always been taught that, there is a judgment when you cross over. And also in 1989, he experienced the pure unconditional love of Source and realized, had an epiphany, that God judges no one. This changed how he viewed things. It changed and altered his trajectory, his path. Through reflection, he can then see, well, because of these events happen, these choices happen, and I went in this direction. So through reflection, you can see how different events and choices have guided you down certain pathways. Okay? Very important. But you keep them for reflection. As far as tomorrow goes, if you are present in the now moment of time. Now, when I say this, please understand, I am not saying that you do not make plans for the future. You can go, this one is planning a trip to India in February to speak and to do healings, to go to Christchurch in October to do healings and to speak and channel me, of course. In September to Sydney, different things like this. You plan these things, but it's like when you're in that moment, you go, okay, so we are going to do this at this time, and you do your things for that. And then once you have completed that, you are back in this now moment of time. You do not reside in the future. You do not reside in the past. And the more you can be in the now moment of time, the more you can experience the alterations of time. And what I mean by that is that, imagine, if you will, you and your partner go to breakfast at 10 o'clock in the morning. You go to a cafe, you have breakfast, whatever, and you go from there and you do different things throughout the day. And then all of a sudden, about 5:30, 6 in the evening, you're at home and you think back and you go, you know what? Breakfast seemed like it was yesterday, even though it was the same day. You go on a trip and you were gone for 3 days, and then all of a sudden you go, but wait a minute, it feels like we've been gone for a week and a half. When you live your life in the moment, this happens regularly. How many of you are aware, or rather, let me put it to you this way. How many of you go to bed at night and you will awaken the next day? There are certain things that are true here. Number one, you did not awaken during the night. Number two, you awaken and you're like, where am I? You almost feel a little foggy, right? It seems like more time has passed than what it has. Maybe you wake up and going, I know I went to bed at a good hour. I slept all the way through, but I actually feel somewhat tired this morning. You've been to the other side during the night while your physical body slept. There are times you will go over, and here your physical body sleeps for one night, maybe 8 hours, 9 hours, 7 hours. But if you equate the amount of time you were on the other side to what it would actually work out to here, there are times when you've been gone for two weeks or 3 weeks or even a month. But it's quantum time up there. So you can go up there when you go to sleep. You can come back when your physical body is ready to awaken. And the amount of time you spent there, because it is circular, is much longer than just the 8 hours you slept here. So the more you can be in the now moment of time, the more you can experience the quantum. The more you can experience the quantum, the more you can connect with those from home. The more you can connect with those from home, the more you can connect with your own true energy, the more things can open up for you. The other thing that you have to remember here is something very, very serious. There are those of you who can interact with your guides. This one has shared a journey he has where you can go and meet your guides, and it is in his meditation booklet or whatever. So you can interact with your guides. And they say, well, this is going to be happening soon. Now for them, that soon may be 5 or 10 minutes. For you, that may be 5 years from now. So patience is very, very vitally important. Your choices are very, very, very vitally important. And it goes beyond what you may think. The choice comes from one of two places. It either comes from your heart or it comes from your mind. It either comes from a place of love or it comes from a place of fear. Now I'm going to tell you something. When you are making choices, sometimes you find yourselves in difficult situations because family or friends are pressuring you to make certain choices. And there's this part of you that thinks, well, to be a good son or daughter or friend or whatever it may be, I should make that choice. But it doesn't resonate with you. The thing is, if you decide not to make that choice and to make the choice that resonates within, is it possible that they would be angry? Perhaps. All sorts of things have happened in that scenario. Everything from being angry to being accepting to I'm going to disown you. But at the end of the day, when all is said and done, when it's looked back upon, the only person that will be disappointed is you because you did not choose from your heart. The other person will not feel bad, and in fact, a year later or 2 years later, they won't even remember it. How many times have you gotten upset at somebody or angry at somebody, had an argument or a fight with somebody, and within a week or a week and a half, you're like, I don't even remember what that was about? Have you ever stopped and asked yourself a simple question? If that is the case, then what was the point of me getting so upset in the first place for? To operate from a place of love is in alignment with who you really are. Heart. The heart is the key. It is the greatest key known to mankind, known to this universe. Love and heart. There are all sorts of individuals, and when I say this, I'm talking about more than just simply who are incarnated here. Those up there, too, who have their own agenda, who think that what they are doing is right, who think that what they are doing is the very best thing that they can do. And if that's what they think, that is fine. That is their path. You are responsible for only one, yours. How you live your life is up to you. How you operate your life is up to you. Whether you come from your heart or your mind is up to you. But the more you can be in the now moment of time, the more you can begin to start really connecting with your true energy and with those from home, the more you can see the signs that Spirit is providing to assist you on your journey, to assist you on your path. This is so vitally important. I have been debating all day. My day is longer than yours. I have been debating whether to broach something. I will not go into details, but something has occurred recently to this one. And just so that you know, it was not pleasant. And it was, although it had a very direct physical impact, it was not physical in nature. And it created some change. Unwanted, but change nonetheless. So, what I want to share with you is this. And I know that I harp on this a little bit, and I apologize, but it's so vitally important. Discernment is so vitally important. If you find yourself getting caught in a situation where you are angry, frustrated, where you are feeling lost, reach out to someone who can assist you. You must make sure that it's someone who do not have their own agenda in doing things, but actually would be there for you. Reach out for them for assistance to bring yourself back to the center. I'm going to tell you how vitally important this time is, how vitally important each one of you are to this project, to this planet. There are those beings out there who are working diligently to send you down the wrong path, to persuade you against other people, and even to create doubt and confusion within you. I don't tell this to you to create fear. It's not about that. They're not out to harm you directly. What they are trying to do is to prevent you from doing what you are here to do. And what you are here to do is to bring in the new energy and insert it into this earth. You do this by walking around. You do this by having interactions. The more intimate you can become with other people, when I say intimate, where you are allowed to yourself to be a little bit more vulnerable, where you will have conversations, where you will have a connection. And it's done from that place of heart and compassion, and from that place within that allows for this energy to come in stronger, more vibrant. But the more this energy comes in, the more it actually awakens you. There is a symbiosis type effect in that regard. The more in the now moment you are, the more you can see signs, and the more spirit can speak to you, the more you can connect with your own true energy. The more you can connect with your own true energy, the more you can actually access the gifts and abilities that are here for you in this incarnation. And do not get your mind into a state where it's got to be this way or that way. Be open to whatever. It may be that your gift that you give is that you do artwork. It may be that you cook food. It may be because you are a social worker or a nurse. It might be because you do readings or healings. It might be anything. There is no, in order to be on my path, I must do readings or healings. No. If you wish to be on your path, you have to live from your heart. The last thing I will mention is this. There are a lot of star seeds who are awakening right now. If you should come across one, do not insist that they believe this, that, or the other. Help them by giving them some guidance, giving them some love. Direct them to where they can receive whatever assistance they need. This is the important time. Think of it this way. You arrived on this planet a very, very, very long time ago. And the moment in time that you've been waiting for is right now. And you're here because you chose to be here. This is your moment in time. Embrace it. Accept it. But it must come from within your heart. No judgment, no criticism, nothing like that. And remember, just because somebody has a different truth than you do, that is not carte blanche for you to doubt what resonates within you. Not everyone will have the same truth, even amongst starseeds. Remember that. Now I am open to taking questions. Please feel free to type in your questions. And just while this is happening, please know that we are recording these because it was time to do so. Think of it. Think of the number of manuscripts this one could have done, channeling for as long as he has channeled, and the different beings he has channeled. Very, very... Anyway, please write your question. I am more than happy to answer. Remember, this is not for personal readings. Mainly because this is about you understanding the greater picture. About walking the path here. You've heard of the phrase of the way. I'm going to tell you what the way is. The way is the path one follows from their heart. You are welcome, Gretchen. For those of you who may not know, I came in at the workshop and interacted with the participants, and so did Denath, and as many of you may know, Fendrick did as well. He enjoys doing that. Robin, I'm involved in spiritual groups that have so much disharmony. Any thoughts why? I'll give it to you in a word: ego. They are in disharmony because they are trying to not verify, they are trying to validate what they claim to believe. For many of them, they have this thought, this thinking, this belief that their way is the right way, and only they know the truth, and only if people would listen to them, and other people are conflicting with that, and on and on and on and on. As I've been saying, there are starseed here from over 100 different worlds. They don't even all come from this same galaxy. They come from different galaxies even. Every starseed is here for the evolution and ascension of humanity of Earth. But when they come here, they have their own beliefs. Some groups have their own agendas. They have their own truths, their own beliefs, their own traditions, everything like that. So when they start to awaken, it's not that they remember everything, but they connect with different things. And so for them, that's true. And when somebody else doesn't hold that same truth, it becomes disharmonious. It can't be a situation where it's like, well, that what you believe, it does not resonate with me, but I recognize the fact that that is true for you. And so that's cool. And we can discuss it and share this. And, there may be something that you share or say that will awaken something in me that will help connect me with what I need to know. And it doesn't mean that you're going to take their truth. It's just that's the way it should work. Unfortunately, they don't remember everything. They're in the process of remembering. And so they get into this conflict that just continues on and on and on. Adam. Adam. Many times I am exhausted regarding what I said about sleep. When you wake up so much that I feel like I need a holiday for no apparent reason. It's not that I don't have energy to do things, it's just I'm also exhausted at the same time and need relief, which rarely comes when I need it. Even when I do get bits and pieces of relief later, there's a backlog of exhaustion. Okay, Adam, very, very important here. Before you go to bed on this night, this is what I want you to do. When you lay in bed, you get into bed, take a deep breath, and to your guides, to those that you work with, to those that come from the same place you come from, because basically what's happening is you're going up there into the higher dimensional plane, like in the fifth dimension, and you are doing work. Okay, so what you need to tell them, you need to explain it to them very carefully. You simply need to say, look, I have no problem going up there at night. I have no problem doing whatever I need to do. But please ensure that my physical body gets all the rest that it needs. I can assure you, this one here, he had to do that off and on for many years, and he still has to do it on a rare occasion. They're usually better at it, to make sure that that happens now, but do that, and that should help in that situation. Tui Milner, I feel like I'm being reprogrammed, so I'm struggling my next ascend. if you are talking about moving into your next level, when you are going through a situation where you are going through a change, almost like what you would term a reprogramming, a shift of what's going on within you, it is because you are being prepared for that next step. The thing that you need to do, very simply, is this. You need to step back, don't worry about it, breathe, just be in the moment, just be in that moment, be in that energy and feel. And don't struggle with it. Okay? Feel within. Connect within. Feel and allow. Discern, follow your heart and guidance, and it will work itself through. This one, his twin Janice, many others, they have gone through this time and time again over many, many years here, where, it's almost like you get these nuggets, you get these truths, you get these things, these feelings, and all of a sudden it's like you feel like you're on a fast track and you think everything is just flowing beautifully, and then everything stops. And perhaps you're being guided not to do any healings. You're a healer, but you're guided not to do any healings. This one just recently went through a situation after his workshop where he went for a couple of days and it was like, do not channel. He couldn't channel because things were happening quantumly, etherically. So just flow with it. Don't stress about it. Don't struggle with it. Wendy. Well, generally with that, Wendy, so if a mentor who used to make sense and who I understood and took on their advice over a period of time could no longer be heard, meaning they have spoken to me about various things, but I did not hear them, does that mean they no longer resonate with me, that their truth comes into contradiction with self? What that is that they were teaching here. And when they were teaching here, that is where you were as well. Now they are still teaching here, and you're here. So all of a sudden, you're not on the same level. So what they are teaching here doesn't resonate here. Means you've outgrown that, you've moved beyond that. If you wish for another mentor, you need to find one that carries a greater energy, one that resonates within you. Sammy. You have a tremendous heart and great love. It is time to make some determination, Sammy. What you will and will not allow. This is what you must decide. And in order to determine what it is you will and will not allow, no judgment, no negativity, no anger, no frustration. It simply needs to be discerned within the heart. And then once you've done that and it resonates, then you need to follow through with that. So I will leave that with you. Sadhus. As you progress in your spiritual journey and ready to start your work, is it normal to have more and more disruptions like family illness, etc., to hold you back? What is the reason for this? Why can't we do our spiritual work with flow? Well, Cetus, think of it this way. Sometimes you are in a space and you think, okay, I'm ready to do this. And then there are disruptions. There are things coming in which is somewhat preventing you from doing that. Why would that happen? Well, perhaps you may think here that you are ready, and Spirit's saying, and Spirit is going, it's not time yet. How shall I put this? Allow me to give you somewhat of an extreme response. Janice. Janice. From the age of 7, she had this desire to go to Israel. When she was 20, she was backpacking around Australia because she is from New Zealand. Her focus was working and earning money, and she had already saved, around $1,500. She knew a couple of Israelis who lived on kibbutzes. And so she was saving up the money to fly to Israel and go live on a kibbutz. Was she meant to go to Israel? Yes, by all means. And she did, with this one in 2015, when it was time. But how does Spirit make sure she doesn't go to Israel? She got pregnant. Spirit will provide whatever is necessary to stop an individual if it is not yet time. Just because you may think it is time doesn't necessarily mean that it is. What you have to understand is this. And this is the question I want you to ask yourself. Who is to say that you are not doing what you are here to do? Gretchen, after I saw this happen. I was there. So, yes. After the first day of the workshop, my energy was so high and I was so happy. I got in my car, Starlight away, but wasn't really with it. I attempted to drive and ended up backing into the building at the Lotus Center in Hastings. I am aware now, and after talking to the others in the course, it was due to me not being grounded. When I left and got in the car, I felt fine. It wasn't until I tried to leave. Why is that? I felt really stupid at the time. Number one, do not feel stupid for what you experience. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. True, you were not grounded. And on top of that, the other thing that you forgot to put there, you actually forgot two other parts. Number one, this one and Janice played 3 different GodStar activations as well. And you actually tried to drive over a bump thing that for parking before you backed up. You felt fine because the energy was such that you felt in that moment you felt connected to the universe, you felt connected to source. But it is something that you have been looking for a long time, and this was one of the first times that you had felt it so completely. And because of that, you weren't very grounded. It's not about feeling stupid. It's about you did something, you're fine. It did not prevent you from driving away, did not prevent the car from working. So you simply take this experience and you go within and you simply go, next time I have, I'm going through an experience like this, before I get into the car, I will make sure I ground. Very, very good. Well, I can assure you, Derek, that not everyone that's listening to this is on public assistance at all. Becky, any message for me, please, and thank you. Yes, believe more in yourself. Well, Derek, so that you know, this one started doing this type of work when he was 22, and he still did 30 years of customer service work. So there you go. We will finish with that here. I give unto each of you my love, and our, like we have said before, we honor and cherish each one of you. Please focus on love, focus on your connection to spirit, stay in the now moment of time, walk your path, because at the end of the day, only you can. So I will finish this very simply. Tomia kitara taratomoteshe la taratokomata la pratomoto karatamate. Ya yamoto ya la pratomoto karatahamate.